It's so easy for us to, come home and just be drained from the day and just want to do nothing but sit on the couch or want to do nothing but, take a nice hot shower. But we are, I'll say the word bombarded. We are faced, excuse me, with the realities of home life. And it's tiresome, but you've probably heard the saying that attitude is everything. The way that you carry yourself and the way that you allow your attitude to show is how things will turn out. So like if you encounter a negative situation at home, you want to make sure as much as possible that you respond in a positive way. So at our house, our kids are always spilling something. They're always spilling something. So Sunday is our day where the house gets spick clean, top to bottom, right? But Sunday, when we get home from church, without fail, someone busts open a pack of crackers and crumbs are everywhere. Someone knocks over, a full glass of Kool-Aid and it gets everywhere. There's just always something. And when I want to say, you guys, we just cleaned the house. When I want to like yell and be like, I have to stop myself and say, okay, they're just kids. They're just kids. And it's not the end of the world. Truly, it's not the end of the world. And that's just an example, but there are so many cases where we allow ourselves to get upset about things when really it's not the end of the world. We're getting our blood pressure up and we're upset and we, our vein is popping out in the middle of our head, and it's not even necessary. It's not that serious. So if we just stop, adjust our attitudes, get our minds right, we can say in that moment, we can say, okay, so help me clean this up. Let's just help and clean up. Everybody, teamwork, let's help clean up. And you're done with it. Before you know, you've moved on and you're sitting in your chair and you're relaxing, right? So watch your attitude and watch your tone. That was kind of more from like a mother perspective, but from the wife's perspective of a wife. So I guess I'm going to give this example. So I like to say, always have a yes in your spirit, right? And for some of you who joined me on some previous casts, what I mean by that, again, is, if your husband wants to have intimacy with you, you need to have a yes in your spirit. Because if you don't, that causes a lack for him. We don't want our husbands lacking. So that point aside, when we say okay, or when we move forward with our intimacy, we want to have a good attitude. We don't want to be like, okay, hurry up and finish. We don't want to have that type of an attitude towards our husbands. So just making sure that we are having an attitude of gratitude, an attitude, don't laugh at me, an attitude of support, having a good, just a good tone in our voice. All of those things are super important. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. So the other thing is being responsible and accountable to your husband. I just spilled coffee on my phone, so that's why I'm sort of upset. So be responsible and accountable. So regardless of who's in charge of the finances in your home, if it's you, if it's your husband, you should be sure to prioritize your spending, making sure to put your household first. After your, 10% to God, you want to put your household first. So when you're out at TJ Maxx or Ross or whatever, and you need to buy some new trash bins for the bathrooms, don't go in there buying all these shoes and all these dresses that you already have at home that you don't need more of. Go in there, get what you're supposed to get. And, if there is extra money in the budget to do those other things, to buy those other things that you would like to have, then yeah, go for it. But you want to be responsible in making sure that you're putting first things first. Put the priorities before before your desires in that regard. And then with accountability, Some of you probably have heard of having accountability partners, like at work, making sure that you have someone that is kind of keeping up with you, making sure that you're on track, making sure that you're able to meet a deadline, so on and so forth. In most cases, it's your boss. They're not called accountability partners, but your boss, in essence, is your accountability partner. But in life, in marriage, your husband is your accountability partner. You should be accountable to him, and he should be accountable to you as well. So what comes with that is, making sure that when you are at, I don't know, the DMV, and it's taking 4 hours longer than it should have, you need to let him know, hey, babe, I'm not going to be home when I thought because, the DMV is taking forever. Or, if if you're shopping and you end up spending more than you thought or more than your budget allowed you, you need to make sure that that's okay with him. Make sure that you let him know and that he's not surprised when he looks at the bank account, at the bank statement, So be accountable in that regard. Make sure that he knows what you're doing at all times and that you know what he's doing at all times. If nothing else, it strengthens the trust factor in your marriage. It strengthens the trust factor in your marriage. Your husband needs to feel like he can trust you at all times. He needs to feel like that you're not hiding anything from him and that you are being an open book. And likewise for husbands, they need to do the same. They need to give wives, an update on what they're doing. So it's just really important to be responsible with all aspects, whether it's money, whether it's your time, because you want to be also responsible with your time. Time is the most, coveted possession that we have. So you need to be responsible with your time. Make time to be with your husband. Get off Periscope. Make time to be with him. And it truly strengthens your marriage in the long run. So being responsible and being accountable are super important with marriage. And then the last thing is every now and then do a little something extra. It doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be, just even weekly. But make it a point to do something special, a little something extra for your husband every now and then. It just makes him feel good. It just reassures him that you appreciate him, you love him, and you appreciate all that he does for your family. So, for instance, if he likes a certain restaurant, take him out to dinner one night, instead of cooking, say, you know what, we're going to go out to such and such. I know you've been wanting to go there. You want to go? Get him some tickets to a sporting event. Go with him. Get him, if he's been wanting some kind of tech device, surprise him with it. Those little things, they all add up and they all go into the emotional bank account, what I like to call the emotional bank account. And over time, all of these contributions to the emotional bank account, they add up. So when you have periods in your marriage, and we all will, when you have these periods in your marriage, where one of you is feeling bad about something that's going on in the marriage, you will have this bank of emotional deposits that you can go back to, that you can withdraw from, and so you're now looking at your marriage and the situation, that problematic situation, from the lens, from the place of someone that has all of this. You have all of this past emotional deposits, all this feel good moments from the past, and so now the situation that's before you, you can look at it from the perspective of saying, okay, well, he's done all these great things, she's done all these great things, and I know this hiccup in our marriage is just a hiccup. I know that her intentions were good. I know that his intentions were good. So making sure that you do these nice little things every now and then, but on a consistent basis, is very important. It's very important in marriage. So I'm going to recap for you really quick. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. And if you're watching on a replay, hearts count too, so tap away. So first we said to be mindful of the company that you keep. Make sure that your Russian friends are held at, are kept at a different distance, because you don't want those behaviors to be a reflection of who you are, your values, and your morals. Okay, so be mindful of the company you keep. Next, don't speak negatively of your husband to anyone. Whatever issues that you're having with your husband are with your husband. You shouldn't be out on social media telling the world what he did last night, or what that's between you and him. Those complaints, those gripes need to be addressed with him directly. The third thing is watch your attitude and your tone. So make sure that when you're talking to him, talk to him like you would be talking to his mother-in-law, or talk to him like you would be talking to your boss. And what I mean by that is just, you wouldn't get in your boss's face with an attitude. At least I don't think you would. You wouldn't get into your mother-in-law's face with an attitude. So treat him the same way. Give him that same decency and respect. Be polite, be kind, be loving toward your husband. Be responsible and be accountable to your husband. Hey, Lady Carson, thanks for joining. Be responsible and be accountable. Be responsible and be accountable. Be responsible in your spending, in your time, and be accountable in all aspects of your life. Let him know where you are, what you're doing. He needs to let you know where he is and what he's doing. And all of that adds into the building of trust that the both of you are working towards. So be responsible and be accountable. The other thing and the last thing is every now and then do a little extra something, whether it's taking him out to dinner instead of cooking, whether it's taking him out to a movie he's been wanting to see, taking him to a sporting event, even making him a dessert that he really enjoys. Just some little something here and there, and all those little things will add up, and they will go into his emotional bank account, and it'll just make your marriage that much healthier, that much stronger, and that much happier. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's conversation. Again, we talked about, are you wifey material? And all of these things, honestly, I think if you look at, Proverbs 31, you'll see that all of these things are things that Proverbs 31 woman, wife, does, So, as I said, thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the taps. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the shares. I appreciate you. I will be here again on Monday with another marriage conversation topic. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.